In the high and wild and far-off times, the very wild animals used to spank their curious little children. And what is even more strange is that in those times, the elephant had no trunk. He only had a bulgy nose, and he couldn't pick up things with it. Now, lived in Africa a new elephant, an elephant's child, full of insatiable curiosity, and that means he asked ever so many questions that drove everybody crazy. He asked his tall aunt, the ostrich,
"Why do your tail feathers grow just so?"
Well,
tell me why.
And the ostrich gave it the only answer she knew. He asked his broad uncle, the hippopotamus,
"Why are your eyes red?" Tell me why.
His broad uncle answered as he could.
Ouch!
He asked his tall aunt, the giraffe,
What made your skin so spotty? Tell me, what?
and his tall aunt, the giraffe, looked down on him.
Ouch!
He asked his hairy uncle, the baboon,
Why do melons taste just so? Tell me why.
and his hairy uncle, the baboon, answered with his hairy paw. No one ever answered him, but he went on asking questions about everything he saw, or heard, or smelt, or touched.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Oh! Tell me why.
One fine morning, in the middle of the procession of the equinoxes, this insatiable elephant's child asked a question he had never asked before.
What does the crocodile have for dinner?
The answer was terrible.
Hush! Enough! No, stop! Don't!
By and by, he went to Kolokolo Bird, who was the wisest of all these wild animals.
My father, my mother, my uncles, and my aunts spanked me because of my insatiable curiosity. And still, I want to know what the crocodile has for dinner.
go to the banks of the great green, greasy Limpopo River, all set about with fever trees, and find out.
The next morning, the elephant's child took 100 pounds of bananas, the little short red kind, 100 pounds of sugar cane, the long purple kind, and 17 melons, not less, and said to his dear family,
Goodbye. I'm going to the Limpopo River to find out what the crocodile has for dinner.
and all, in their own wild manner, wished him luck. He went away a little disappointed by his dear family, leaving rinds of bananas and melons behind him. He went from Grahamstown to Kimberley, and from Kimberley to Karma's country, and from Karma's country he went east by north, till at last he came to the great, grey-green, greasy Limpopo River, all set about with fever trees, precisely as Kolokolo Bird had said. Now, you must know that, till that very minute, our elephant's child had never seen a crocodile. and did not know what one was like. The first thing he met was a bicolored python rock snake.
Excuse me, but have you seen a crocodile in these parts?
Have I seen a crocodile? What will you ask me next?
Excuse me, but could you tell me what he has for dinner?
Get lost.
That is odd. Nobody ever answers me. You like everybody else. Goodbye.
A little disappointed, a little upset, the elephant's child went on his way. Till he trod on the crocodile.
Oh! Ouch! Oh! Excuse me, but have you seen a crocodile in these parts?
Come here, little one. Why do you ask such a question?
Excuse me, but my father, my mother, my aunt the ostrich, and my uncle the hippopotamus did not answer me. Not to mention the bicolored python rock snake, who's no more gentleman than the others. So, if it doesn't bother you, please answer me.
Come, little one. I am the crocodile.
And the crocodile wept crocodile tears to show it was quite true.
Ah, you're the one I've been looking for. Will you please tell me what you have for dinner?
Come here, little one. Come. And I'll whisper into your ear. I think today I'll begin with elephant's child.
Let go, you're hurting me.
My young friend, pull immediately and instantly as hard as you can, or your leather handbag-like friend
He meant the crocodile.
will jerk you into yonder limpid stream before you can say Jack Robinson.
This is the way bicolored python rock snakes always talk. The elephant's child pulled and pulled. The crocodile pulled and pulled. And the elephant's nose began to stretch and stretch till it was 5 feet long. Look, it's just under your nose.
Ah, this is too much for me.
Rash and inexperienced traveler, we will increase the tension. Because if we do not, that self-propelling man-of-war with the armor-plated upper deck
Of course he meant the crocodile.
will permanently vitiate your future career.
At last, the bicolored python rock snake and the elephant's child won the battle by a nose.
Thank you.
You are welcome. What are you doing that for?
Excuse me, but my nose is badly out of shape, and I'm waiting for it to shrink.
Then you'll have to wait a long time.
The elephant's child sat there for 3 days, but his nose never shrunk. It had turned into a truly trunk.
You couldn't have done that with a mere smear nose. And you couldn't have done that with a mere smear nose. Don't you think the sun is very hot here?
It is.
You couldn't have done that either.
I couldn't.
And now, how do you feel about being spanked again?
Excuse me, but I should not like that at all.
And could you defend yourself?
Well...
You'll find that that new nose of yours is very useful for that, too.
Oh, Oh, thank you. I'll remember that. How do you do?
Come here and be spanked for your insatiable curiosity.
Oh, I don't think you people know anything about spanking, but I do, and I'll show you.
Ouch! Oh, ouch! Whoa! Bananas! Where did you learn that trick?
And what have you done to your nose?
I got a new one from the crocodile on the banks of the great green greasy Limpopo River.
It looks very ugly.
It does, but it's very useful.
Then that wild elephant's child spanked all his dear family till they all felt a little ashamed and a little upset. Then they went off one by one to the banks of the Limpopo River to borrow new noses from the crocodile. When they came back, nobody spanked anybody anymore. And ever since that day, all the elephants you'll ever see, besides all those you won't, have trunks precisely like the trunk of the insatiable elephant's child.